Hello, my name is Naomi O'Connor, and today I'm going to be telling the story of someone who had a massive impact on my life and who has also passed away. So her name was Lottie Kennedy. She was my English teacher from since I was 9. I'm now 22. She taught me Greek, Latin, and Hebrew, and English. And she taught me all the way up until I was 18, and even after that. She valued education and academia, and she taught me to value it as well. I didn't have much focus as a child, and she kind of taught me that focus by teaching me in a way that I learned very well. If I could say that in a better way, I would. She understood that creativity was really important to me and art was really important to me, and she found ways to teach me those languages through art and through creativity. And I think without her, I would not be the person I am today. She taught me so many things, both in life and through her death. She continued to teach me. She was the first significant person in my life to pass away. And I had an aunt way when I was I think 6 who passed away. That was pretty big as a 6-year-old. But being an adult, I think death hits me a lot differently than it did when I was 6. So she was the first person to pass away that was significant in my adult life. She affected me in so many ways that were positive. It's hard to just pinpoint a couple of them because it was my whole life that was affected. She built confidence in my writing skills, in my learning skills. She helped me understand that learning could be fun, and that has definitely followed me throughout college. When I was 14 and I was really interested in not doing anything when I grew up, or moving to Hawaii and living some romanticized life, she was like, no, I think you're going to be an English teacher. I think you're going to be an English teacher because you just love to teach. And I was like, I don't think you know that. But now, as a 22-year-old who is going through college, I am actually going to be a teacher someday. I'm trying to get a master's or PhD to be able to teach in a college setting. I'm actually shocked that she was so right that I'm going to be teaching English. It's weird that she saw that in me when I didn't see it in myself. But she was amazing, and her death impacted me definitely after she died. She's one of those people who lived a super fulfilling life. She would tell me stories of her adventures, and it just was so inspiring that she was able to do so many things as a 14-year-old. She's incredibly independent. She taught me independence myself. And her passing away taught me more things than I realized I would be taught by it. I do work in the florist industry. I'm a florist myself. And so I see a lot of funerals. I see a lot of death. I'm surrounded by a lot of that. And it didn't quite hit home until someone I loved passed away that was close to me. I see grieving people on the daily, and I definitely learned a deeper form of empathy through this than I thought that I ever could. I try to be a really empathetic person just in general. I think I have an okay time putting myself in other people's shoes and stuff, but now continuing working in the florist industry and having this death in my life, I've seen how death affects people, and I've learned that it's incredibly important to continue to remember our dead even after the funerals or the services have passed. I think that it's really common for people to judge those who have lost somebody and are still grieving after a few months. I have a friend of mine whose mother died, and people are shocked they're still grieving. And that's just not the case, because grief comes in all shapes and sizes, and I'm realizing that now after her death. I've learned that it's okay to continue remembering a person, because I think that if one doesn't allow themselves time to remember that person when they need to, then the emotions are going to become overwhelming eventually. So she definitely taught me that death is inevitable, which is kind of sad, and we all know this. But that doesn't change the amazing things that she did in her life, and how that knowing her has impacted my life greatly. So thank you so much for watching and hearing my short little story about how this person affected my life. I could go on for hours about how important she was to me. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.